Right, boom, we're back. Right, it's another episode. I haven't done one in about 2 weeks or something like that. I don't honestly. Time is just all meshed into one recently. We're on a new little setup. I've got a new whatever it's called webcam. As opposed to using my phone, so I don't know how the quality is going to be. Right now I'm looking at myself on the screen and it looks okay, but when I upload it may drop off a little bit, so apologies for that. I am trying to improve the videos. Anyway, I wanted to get into this video quite quickly. I just want to talk about basically what's happened in the past 2 weeks, why I haven't uploaded, and yeah, essentially just update this channel on the 2 weeks that I haven't been uploaded. So I can't exactly remember where I left off. I probably should have watched the video before, but we're just gonna raw dog it. It's my favourite term at the moment. Not because I'm irresponsible, maybe, but no. No, it's just the past 2 weeks have been pretty insane. I think you don't see much that goes on in my life, but I think the key word that I can use for this year is definitely uncertainty. There has been uncertain times throughout this whole year. Don't get me wrong, I've grown a lot because of it. Times I wouldn't say have been tough, they've just been all over the place. It's a little bit of like I'm caught in other people's problems, which has kind of been a little bit frustrating, but it's made me completely aware of absolutely everything that's going on in my life, and a sort of given me that mental state of just, it is what it is. You either crack on or you just sit there and fucking repent shit, and that's not me. I like to crack on. I show that in the work that I do, and I don't just speak it. So the past 2 weeks have been a little bit crazy. I think I have mentioned on this channel, but I'll mention it anyway. So I took the jump. I quit my job after 4.5 years of being in the grounds department. I finally plucked up the courage to jump and try something new, go straight into something completely different that's not in the remotely close to the job that I was doing. So I was in grounds, so that's working with your hands, and I've completely taken a shift, jumping into what I've done from like self-employed kind of way. So I was doing e-com for a bit, and then I was also doing social media. And the job role that I've kind of gone into, it's a little bit all over the place at the moment. That's why the key word for this year is uncertainty. The job role is kind of all over the place. They were hiring someone, and then they fell through, and then I came in and I've sort of taken their job as opposed to the job that I was supposed to go into do, which has been a little bit crazy. So right now I'm currently like marketing / sales type thing. So it's a complete change, but that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to be tested, and I knew taking this jump, I was way too comfortable in my old job. It was nice because I was in a routine. It was 8 till 4, so I would literally wake up at 7 and get to work, home then, and then when I would come home I would just knock out like 6 hours of work. So it was a nice little like routine to be in. Other than that, like there was no learning experience. Like I didn't really have to think while I was doing the job because it was just self-explanatory. You literally it's just repetitive crap over and over that doesn't require so much thought process. And you could literally just do 8 hours and time would fly like that, and then you'd get home and you'd just graft even more. The main problem with that job was because it was such a labour intensive job, not really because it was 8 hours, but some days it'd be quite tiring. I mean, you're doing 20,000 steps a day, and then some days then it's more. It was like 30,000, and it could be quite tiring. So what I was finding then, I was like coming home and I was just absolutely shattered because I've worked fucking however many hours, 14 hours a day before, the day before that, the day before that, the day before that, and then also the weekends. Then I'm also bashing at work. It was sort of just like catching up to me. And then I went super hard then in with work for like the past, I want to say like 3 months since I started Nolva. Yeah, it just started going like super hard. So I was pulling some just like long hours. Was getting out of bed for like 12, then be up for like 6. But I got really bad sleep, so I don't sleep fully. I got a Whoop that tracks it now. And basically I was getting like 5 hours max a night. And I did that for about 2 months. On top of then, it's basically 5 cardio sessions a week because you're constantly walking, and on top then gym sessions and everything else. But I'm not going to bore you with all that shit because no one actually cares, because no one can feel it. But yeah, it just sort of started getting a little bit too much towards the end of that job, and honestly I'm glad I just took the jump because I was shit scared for it, because it's a profession that my father is in, and I kind of wanted to do him proud. And taking that jump then out of the industry that he's in was quite a difficult one, but it was probably best that I did that now than if I had just stuck to it a little bit longer, and then I was sort of like forced to stay there because, well, I would have had a house mortgage, bills and all that. So I didn't want that. I sort of had to step back and look at the bigger picture. I saw my future, what I wanted it to be, and whether my actions at the time was marrying up to that. And I decided then to just leave altogether. So yeah, my final day was the 31st of October. It's now the 13th. I started my new job on the 10th, I believe. I think it's the 10th of November. So I had a week off. That was quite fun. Can't lie. That was an experience in itself. Just having a week off of work where I don't actually have to go somewhere. I can do, like, I was working on my business from the house. That was great. The only problem that I did face was the routine. I couldn't nail the routine stuff because I've been waking up so early, going to work. I just sort of knew in my head that I didn't have to wake up that early, because there's some days when I was going to work and I literally couldn't open my eyes for like 10-15 minutes because I was that tired. But you have to, otherwise you get fired. You have to be in for the shift starting, otherwise, like, it's just, there's consequences and all that shit. And then when I was doing the week at home, I sort of just knew, like, I don't have to wake up at 6, I can wake up at like 9, and the only person that has an effect on is like me, mentally. So I didn't really like that. I made sure I sort of like planned stuff. So with Connor, we made sure we had early calls in the morning, just for my sake, just so I actually got up and out of bed. But my screen just went off. But yeah, that was probably the biggest challenge of it all, and just the privilege of just being in a routine, man, is crazy. Something that I took for granted 100%, and I'm so glad I'm back in a routine now. Obviously, I started my job on the 10th. Just being back in that routine, waking up early, coming home and then grinding is just so much more enjoyable for me. This is exactly where I want to be and what I want to do. Hopefully the processes that I take will get me free. But yeah, I've got some really exciting things on the horizon. Next Monday we've got a big call ahead. I'll be honest, I'm shitting myself for it. It's the first big sales call that we've done for our company, so that's interesting. There's been a lot of things out of my comfort zone when it comes to this new company that me and Connor are running, and to be honest, it's been some mental battles all up in the head, because I know I can do it, but for some reason my brain keeps on bringing me back to the point of like, fucking, you can't, just getting in your own head and shit. And there's been a lot of like, I'm not an anxious person by any means. I only really get anxiety from the thought of death. But for some reason recently, I've been having just like crazy, I think it's anxiety. Like I don't really know the feeling of anxiety or like panicking sort of thing. I don't really know what it is that I'm feeling. I just know it's fucking weird. And honestly, the quicker I can get over this shit, the better. But I also know that I don't think I'm going to get over this shit, so I just need to get used to it. That's what I used to do with sort of like nerves before, and I know you can argue that nerves and anxiety are like the same thing, but I don't know, this time it just feels weird. Like I wouldn't say mastered the feeling of nervousness, but I'm sort of okay with that feeling. Like I can manage nerves, whereas this like anxiety thing is just, I don't know, it's weird. So if anyone else is going through some sort of thing that I've just described, I can't fully describe it because I don't really understand it. But if anyone else is going through it, please put in the comments something, because I need some ideas on how to just get out of this shithole. And honestly, if this is the feeling that I have to feel constantly when it comes to this business shit, and as long as it gets me successful, as long as I can buy my fucking mum everything, my family everything, I don't care, to be honest. So if there's no fucking way out of it, you just gotta get through it, haven't you? So yeah, if anyone has gone through it or is going through it and has sort of like done things to fix it / help it, I'm all yours, baby. I'm all yours. But yeah, I travelled. Jesus, this is a long video. Fucking hell. 2 weeks of not uploading. This is what happens. So in that week off, then I did another thing that was out of my comfort zone completely. I took a bus up. So I live in South Wales, and I mean not as in South Wales. I mean southwest, like west. And I took a bus up to London to meet Connor, and we went to a networking event. So it was a Wednesday night was the event. I travelled up on the Wednesday, had a singular change of clothes, As soon as I got to London, it was like 4 o'clock. The event started at 6. Bear in mind, I left my house at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I did a full shift on a bus. I didn't actually drive the bus, by the way. That was fucking awful. That bus is fucking AIDS. But I'm going to have to do it again, I know. So it is what it is. But yeah, got up there for 4. Saw Connor, met him in like a coffee shop, and then went and changed in the toilets of the coffee shop, and then we went to this event then at 6, like networking event, first one for the company, and it was a blast, man. I enjoyed it. Like, so nervy going into it because like we're young. I don't really know like the stigma around it. That it just yeah, it was just all over the place. The nerves were fucking high. The heart was pumping, but it was a great experience, and I'm so glad I did it. The feeling afterwards then just like kicked in, and you sort of just met like such incredible people, and that is all I want. Like, I just want to have conversations with cool ass people, find out shit about their life. That's all I'm interested in, as well as doing a good job and helping improve other people's lives. But the main thing that I enjoy is just the connection side of things and actually speaking to people. I think that, yeah, just understanding and finding out what other people do for like work and sharing like business. Honestly, that's my cup of tea right there. I love that shit. But yeah, that was interesting, good fun. Up in Mayfair in London as well. First time actually being in London that I remember fully. Because I think I was like 3 when I first went up. It's not something that you usually go to. Like, I've been to the airports and everything for like travelling, but I've never actually been to London. Actually, that's a lie. I've been there once, and it was to meet Connor before this. But that wasn't so much like in central London. That was where he lives, which is just on the outskirts. So yeah, actually, first time being in London, seeing Buckingham Palace, just walking around the streets there. It's just crazy experience, great experience. Loved every second of it, like I said. But yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of things that are going to take me out of my comfort zone when it comes to this business, and I'm all ready for it. So yeah, this has been a long video. I'm going to get it uploaded now. Probably shoot to bed because I got work in the morning. But yes, if there's anyone out there that's like on their own, I will leave a link in the description for a Discord channel. It's basically just one that me and Connor started. It's for just like solo entrepreneurs, shit like that. Because the one thing that we've noticed, especially on this journey, is it can be very lonely. This whole chapter is very lonely, and just having someone then by your side. Like, luckily for me, I've had Connor, but if I didn't, I probably would have given up by now, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, just having someone else to be able to speak to and just share ideas with it does wonders for you mentally and brings out the best of yourself. So I'll put that in the description. Not that anyone's going to join, but I'll just put it there anyway. And then I'll also leave a link to Connor's channel in the description. I don't think he's uploaded, but I'll hound his ass and make sure he does get an upload. That has been it for this episode, or this video even. 19 and a half minutes. Fuck, I can talk shit, fair play. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you've watched this far, take care, and I'll catch you in another episode.